No fucking way. You're telling me it didn't save? Dude. Fucking kidding me with this shit, man. Like, what's the fucking point of an autosave feature if it doesn't save after you kill enemies or you fucking get, like, objectives within the game? That's some fucking bullshit, dude. But it saved after I talked to that guy.
I cannot enter.
Okay, so, but everyone's still dead. So what, it remembers that I killed people, but it doesn't remember me getting the quest item? That's kind of fucked up.
It's locked, all right.
When science failed you, this elixir will give you
Mr. Evening. Since I took an... Well... Infecting... What? Goodbye.
Come on, we can sort it out, right? It's not my call, Barrett. You paid one way or another.
For there is no protection against malevolence and trickery.
You're feeble! You cannot win this!
Fuck, vampires?
This is
Good evening, Mr. Swanborough.
Is it you, Dr. Reed? What kind of gentleman pays visits to people at this late hour? What can I do for you, Doctor?
Your sister seems to believe this miracle elixir business is somehow doing you good.
Loretta believes that keeping busy is what I need to be happy.
And is she wrong?
My sister is wrong about almost everything. But as long as she thinks she's in charge, she can be nice.
How is the sanitary situation evolving in Whitechapel these days?
I hear them hissing and scratching at my door every night. The sick made mad by the fever. But these walls are thick, and my lock is solid.
Here is another page of the diary we were talking about.
Ah, now we're talking. Ingredients, dosages, dangers, and side effects. This is it.
Is the diary complete now?
No. The author tested his work in a hidden laboratory. We must find out where it was. Please, find me more pages, Doctor.
Goodbye, Mr. Swan.
Wandering in this part of town at night, you're either brave or a fool.
What do you mean? That's all four.
What can I...
Okay, so that's just bugged out all of a sudden.
Goodbye, Mr.
Yeah, bring all four. So now you have all four, but...
What kind of gentleman pays visits to people at this late hour? What can I do?
Goodbye, Mr.
Tell me, how do you see the world these days?
You feeble!
I've heard so many bad things.
You cannot win this! Your prey is mine! This is mine!
Good evening, Mr.
Is it... What kind of gentleman pays visits? What can I do?
Goodbye, Mr.
What?
How it...
I hear them hissing.
Good...
Wandering in this part of town at night, you're either brave or a fool.
Money. Come on, Barrett, you know the game you pay for.
A lot of people are talking about this.
As long as you have the money.
What's a good place to roll? Take a breath of this! Filthy piece of shit! Don't like that, do ya?
The Ascalon Club. The heart of British vampire society. Not quite as subtle as I expected. Good evening, sir. Please forgive me for disturbing you. I'm a doctor.
I never judge a man by his title, but by his attitude. And you are not disturbing me at all. I am Calhoun Russell, and I welcome you.
Well, I must admit it's good to receive a warm welcome for once. I'm Jonathan Reed.
Welcome, Dr. Reed. Welcome to my humble shop.
How is the situation in this part of town?
Life is good and peaceful. We're lucky to live in such an era of progress and wonders.
Are you not concerned about the epidemic?
Oh, I'm sure the authorities would take the appropriate measure if the danger were that high.
I'm afraid the newspapers are seriously underestimating the situation. Things are critical, believe me.
Well, that's news then. But I can't believe that things are that bad. Are you sure you're not exaggerating a bit? For the thrill of it?
Is it not a little too late to be trading?
On the contrary, it is the perfect hour. Believe me, my friend, it is always at night that you meet the most fascinating characters.
But what about the epidemic? The bombs and raids? And all the random violence?
Please, sir, this is London, England. We will prevail. And if a bomb must fall on my shop, then I'll be there to hear it falling.
So you prefer to work at night?
Oh, I also enjoy a sunny day like everybody else. But the night always has a certain je ne sais quoi of its own.
What can you tell me about this place?
I recently found the best steak and kidney pie in the city. I'd be glad to share the address if you want.
I must confess, I have quite specific tastes when it comes to nutrition.
Really? Well, I'm always happy to try new exotic meals. If you ever find an intriguing table, please share the address.
Finding a good restaurant? Is that really all that interests you?
Oh,
But I already found the fucking restaurant.
Do you have any family nearby?
Not since my parents died. I'm London's lone gourmet.
Really? But you seem to be such a pleasant and sociable fellow.
I'm afraid the real hedonist has to be sometimes. I discovered ecstasy as a solitary pleasure, but it does not mean it can't ever be shared.
London's lone gourmet. What a strange title.
I used that name in my early years when I was a food critic, and I kept it.
I may have...
Strangers come into your house.
Good evening, sir. May I have your attention, please?
Come on, Johnny. Don't you recognize your oldest friend?
Clarence. Clarence Crossley. How are you? My God. So you survived the war too. So sorry I didn't recognize you at first.
I almost didn't recognize you either. War does that to men, I heard. In my case, it was true, for I witnessed the horror that lies underneath.
When did you escape the war and return to London?
You know what's funny? I almost never think about the war. Not anymore. I'm involved in another kind of battle now.
I know what you mean. I haven't had much time to think about the war either since my return.
Of course. The epidemic, I bet you've been busy as well. Forgive me, Johnny, I didn't want to sound selfish.
What is this new battle?
Well, I saw terrible things during the war. Horrors I thought I'd forget. They're here too. They're everywhere. Vampires.
How is your wife, Venus?
We've spent so much time away from each other. And so many things have happened.
But you're alive. You returned in one piece and you have a family. How many soldiers can say the same?
Believe me, it's not quite that simple. Unlike you, I'm not the man I used to be.
Is everything all right at home? Surely Venus was relieved to see you return from France in one piece.
Have you forgot what people are like in this part of town, Johnny? Venus fears for our family reputation. Now her husband has become the village idiot.
Do you need medical assistance, Clarence?
It's a little late for visiting hours, don't you think?
What can I say? I haven't lost my old habits.
I hope we're talking about the same habits, old friend.
How is your...
We've spent...
You need some rest. A restaurant where the guests are blindfolded before being seated. Intriguing.
Good evening, Doc.
I have found a restaurant that could satisfy you, Mr. Russell. The most intriguing and exotic restaurant in London.
Really? You have piqued my interest. Where is it?
It's a place where you eat in complete darkness and try to identify your meal without anything but your palate.
My, oh my, how interesting. It could even be fun to eat a little poisson et frites that way. Oh, thank you, Dr. Reed. Please, have this for your research.
200? Damn.
I may have a... Good evening, miss.
Oh my god, no. Please, Mr. Vampire, don't kill me. Please, no. I'm too young to die. I still have so much to offer this world.
Wait, no. Why do you think I would... What?
Don't worry, Dr. Reed. I know you wouldn't harm me. Mother told me you were in this part of town and might drop by.
Your mother?
My name is Charlotte, sir. Charlotte Ashbury. My mother taught me long ago how to recognize the signs that betray a vampire.
I understand she also taught you how to tease and gently mock innocent young Ekons. It's a pleasure to meet you, Miss Charlotte. What do you think about this part of town?
I was raised here, and I suppose it feels like home. You grew up in this part of town too, did you not?
Yes, I was born a few streets away.
A small world, is it not? Did you ever imagine that my mother was your neighbor all that time? That you could have met her in a dark alley at night?
You won't trick me twice, young lady. We both know Lady Ashbury never hunts or attacks prey at random.
Come on, Doctor. Don't tell me you never thought about that possibility. Her fangs on your neck. Oh, are you blushing, Dr. Reed?
Hey, what's up? We got Karina Bay in the house, got Diedrich, and got Fad. I like that tea drinking emoji.
Is there something that's bothering you?
Too much selfishness and individualism for my taste. Even when there was no epidemic.
Even if that's partly true, may I remind you that many charitable institutions are financed by the selfish and filthy rich.
I suppose you're right. But society must reform and renew itself, or we are all done for.
It sounds like current
What
time.
are you doing out here?
You mean, what do I do outside at night, since I am a woman? Let me ask you a question, sir. Would you ask the same question of a man?
Actually, yes. I ask the same question to everyone who dares to go outside at night, considering the risks.
Well, if you must know, I campaign for the right to vote for all women. Why should I wait to the age of 30 years when men can vote at 21?
Makes sense.
How are the locals reacting to your claims?
People here can't wait for a wall to be built to isolate the West End from the rest of town. That's how progressive they are. If this happens, Emily and I will blow it up.
Explosives are very dangerous, young lady. And who is this Emily?
She is my best friend, and a suffragette too. She was supposed to campaign with me tonight, but hasn't turned up.
Have you any reason to be worried about her?
Recently, Emily started to believe in... well, she got interested in vampires. I'm afraid she might be in trouble.
Let me guess. You spoke to her about us, didn't you? Despite your mother's warning. I think I should try to find your friend.
Oh, that would be top-notch. I can tell you where she might have gone. You have my thanks, Dr. Reed. And please, don't tell my mother.
That I'm gonna go find your friend? Why can't you go find your friend? Instead of advocating for voter rights, why aren't you out there looking for your own fucking friend? That you pooled their own imagination so they fucking... You're a bad friend.
Are you a suffragette, then? Oh, you really are Elizabeth's girl. Without a doubt.
All adult women have the right to vote in the US, in New Zealand, and in Australia. But women here can't vote unless they are property owners.
No need to convince me, Miss Charlotte. I have shared your opinion for a long time. Even before I met Emmeline Pankhurst.
Really? Oh. Now I see why my mother appreciates you so much. Too bad there aren't more men like you in the vicinity.
Tell me about your adoption.
What do you want to know?
Who are your real parents?
Elizabeth Ashbury is my real mother. She raised me and has taken care of me all my life. I have no idea who my progenitors are or were.
Do you live with her?
I still spend a lot of time in my mother's mansion, but I have my own house now. I have a life to live, you see. And one day, I'll have my death to face.
So is she not a vampire? She's literally just like a human daughter.
How did you meet Lady Ashbury?
First, I was an orphan in the institution for girls she manages in the West End. When I was 10, she adopted me, and I have lived with her ever since.
Did you know she was a vampire when she picked you?
The correct word is Ekon, Doctor. And no, I had no idea why my mother only showed up at night. She told me everything when I turned 16, though I suspected the truth for a long time before that.
What exactly has your mother told you about me?
Your name and profession, obviously, and the mystery about your maker. I'm sorry to hear about what happened to your sister, sir. Mother says it was not your fault.
Does it not scare you to know what I am? What your mother is?
Why should it? My mother is the most compassionate woman. Must I be wary of her, Dr. Reed? Or you?
I mean, in the sense that she picked you as a child from an orphanage, you know, all these children that are suffering in this time of an epidemic and a war, and she specifically sought you out. Yeah, this human probably has some traits or something that make, you know, like she's grooming her for some other intentions. And she used to adopt her, or visit her before adopting her.
Perhaps it's wise for a mortal never to totally trust a vampire. Your mother herself told me that we Ekon are creatures of deception.
There it is.
Maybe it's because we seem so alive.
That may be true for a naive girl, but I have the best teacher when it comes to getting rid of an insistent immortal.
Your mother is not like any other vampire I've met.
I believe she thinks the same about you, Dr. Reed.
Do you know why Lady Ashbury chose you to become her daughter?
No, I don't. Each time I ask her that question, she smiles and says it's precisely because I dare to ask such questions.
Do you ever regret that she chose you?
Of course not. Though I often wonder if she adopted others before me. If so, where are they buried? How was it for them to pass through life with a never-aging mother?
Very philosophical question.
Goodbye.
She's been...
So, she likes her because of her zeal. You know, she's like a little firecracker. But at the same time, that's a good question. Like, how many daughters has she had before her? Is it just like a pet for her? You know, oh, I'm gonna get a new mortal this century. Look at the ambience.
Women's right to vote is only the first step.
That's a big door. Alright, here we go. Story mode.
you know where you are standing right now?
In front of the Ascalon Club, I presume.
The Ascalon Club only summons or ostracizes. What is your business tonight?
I received an invitation. I'm Dr. Jonathan Reed.
Welcome to the Ascalon Club, then, Dr. Reed. Please proceed. Lord Redgrave is waiting on you upstairs.
They just have bodies laying around. I thought you guys were supposed to be all like prestigious. I mean, even if you guys like just fed on them, you know, like you drank their blood, but bodies still fucking decompose, you know what I mean? So like you guys are not that fancy.
There has been quite a battle here.
Yeah, and they're immortals with infinite strength and speed, and they haven't cleaned up their mess.
I'm sure the Ascalon Club has the money to replace the furniture.
I love that trombone. Or not trombone, I mean Cacello? An aristocratic club. Stereotypical.
Welcome to the Ascalon Club, then, Dr. Reed.
Dude, I love the sound of the shoes walking on the rug. And that there's an actual difference between the steps of the wood and the steps of the carpet.
I cannot enter.
This reminds me of when I played the game, The Council. It had like a huge ass mansion, carpets and wood floor like this. It's a nice aesthetic.
Good evening.
Rude. At least that one guy said good evening. Oh lord, okay, here's the dictators. Only
My
one
good
pirate
friends,
is
if
living.
I may have your attention. Behold our visitor, the good Dr. Reed. Newborn of blood so pure and strong that even my friend Fergal Bansha was no match for him.
Here, here, here.
Come forward, young Ekon, for we have so much to discuss. Welcome to the Ascalon Club, Dr. Reed. I am Lord Redgrave, Earl of Bristol and chairman of this exclusive association.
Lord Redgrave.
Why are you
At
bowing
last
your
we
head?
meet. I've been eager to make your acquaintance. I've heard some astounding things about you. Please accept my condolences for your loss, Dr. Reed.
Thank you, my lord. Lady Ashbury expressed your wish to meet me.
Yes. The lady has always been a useful acquaintance, though not always reliable. Is she a good friend of yours?
Big decision. I could say I admire her, right? But then I'm admitting to this league of gentlemen who don't invite women to the club, and women aren't even allowed to associate with the club. I'm admitting to admire her, so I would be frowned upon within the club. I could say she's a close friend, but in doing so, I could be used as a tool to gain an upper hand over her and her family, or this bureaucrat. This is like pure politics. That's what, how he's like asking me, how can I use you, is basically what I'm seeing. And then I could say she has proven useful. Now if I was going to be deceitful, I would say she has proven useful, but the way the game works is that I potentially choose that option and like it changes the whole storyline. Like, oh, well, they told me you think I'm only useful, and like I'm trying to be on her team.
Yes, she is. I may even say I admire
You see
her
how
loyalty
it
and
zoomed
her
in on
courage.
him after I made the decision?
She has helped me since I was reborn.
The centuries have taught me never to trust a woman completely, especially if she is immortal. Too prone to emotions, if you ask me. Too fickle when it comes to important decisions.
My lord, do not expect me to speak ill of Lady Ashbury.
Of course not, and I praise your loyalty. Would you offer the same fidelity to the Empire?
What do you mean?
I speak of this Skull Plague that threatens London and the country. You have been on the front line in the East End, but the time has come to open up a second front here.
The epidemic has escaped the quarantine. You have new cases of the outbreak.
We don't know for certain, but we cannot allow the disease to threaten the prominent heads of Great Britain.
Why are you suddenly so friendly? The last time I met one of yours, he tried to kill me.
Are you referring to Fergal? He was the most useful of servants, but he was just a servant. You, on the other hand, Doctor, proved yourself much more worthy.
You want me to find possible sources of the outbreak in the West End? Is that it?
Ah, straight to the point, like all eager newborns. We shall have time to talk about all this, Dr. Reed, but first, I should like to get to know you better.
Talk? Is that the only reason you asked me here?
Well, no. I also wanted to meet the intriguing Ekon, who made such a powerful progeny of his sister. You have not learned the name of your maker, am I correct?
It's of no concern of yours.
Have no embarrassment, Dr. Reed. We all make mistakes. But whatever your lineage, you are definitely Ascalon material.
What do you mean?
I would like you to become a member of the Ascalon Club, and to serve me as such.
Before I accept, I have so many questions.
Please ask.
What is the Ascalon Club's express purpose?
We follow the credo of William Marshall, the greatest knight who ever lived. As was he, we are sworn to protect the British Empire.
What does Ascalon mean?
Ascalon was the lance wielded by St. George, glorious patron saint of England when he slew the dragon. And like that lance, we pierce the hearts of all our nation's enemies.
William Marshall founded the Ascalon Club.
Not exactly. William Marshall granted me immortality, and I founded the club a few years later. The good knight has been gone for so long.
So like the makers can die and it doesn't kill the younger ones?
What does it mean to be a member of the Ascalon Club?
It means that you swear to protect the interests of the Crown, that you become a loyal servant of the British Empire.
Do you have any official recognition from the government? A charter from His Majesty the King?
No. Of course, the Ascalon Club publicly supports the Empire, but the true nature of its members remains a secret.
Am I supposed to follow orders?
As founder and chairman of the club, I alone am entitled to make demands of our members, and I do appreciate obedience.
I killed Fergal, who claimed to be one of yours, sent to cleanse the East End of all Skulls. Will his death be an issue?
Do not worry. My priorities have changed. Fergal was a zealous servant of mine, but like any servant, he had his limitations and is readily replaced if necessary.
I agree to join the club.
This is good news. Good news indeed in these crucial times. Let's inform the Assembly formally and proceed with your initiation.
My initiation?
Fear not. Nothing fancy nor dangerous. It is just that we, the members of Ascalon, believe that tradition and custom are the backbone of this country. My fellow members, dear friends, please gather and welcome this Ekon as one of our own.
Is he worthy? Is his blood pure?
Well, speak, Dr. Reed, in front of the most sacred blood. The blood of our beloved William Marshall, speak now. Will you serve and protect the crown as he did?
Yes, I will.
Then, young Ekon, it is time to testify with your blood.
What?
It is time to sign the Book of Allegiance. I know it's awfully gothic and a tad pedantic, but England's traditions are the backbone of our nation.
This guy is a fucking... He's so stuck in his way, and anybody who steps in front of him is just gonna get swept aside. He's a tyrant. Creep.
Delightful. Welcome to the Ascalon Club, Dr. Reed. Take your place among the bearers of the lance.
One of us! One of us!
I feel like the old guy is actually more scared of me. Like, he's trying to make it seem like he's trying to get me to be like, oh yeah, come join the club and be our friend.
Went patrolling last
But
night,
I feel like he's gonna, he's just scared.
This is an outrage. We shall chase these intruders down.
I was chased by a gigantic Falcon 2 nights ago.
That went well, did it not? It is always useful to bolster the troops' morale, especially before a difficult battle.
You have the makings of a general, my lord.
I was, though very long ago, well, not quite a general, but a proud defender of the crown.
So why did you really want to meet me?
Straight to the point again, young Ekon. All right, let's talk, you and I, Lance Sparrow.
I'm listening, my lord.
According to my spies, you have worked with Dr. Edgar Swansea on the epidemic, and your findings were quite alarming.
You were spying on me?
Not personally. I rarely leave this building. But once he found you, Fergal kept me informed. Until you put an end to his mission.
Just burn the building down.
Who was Fergal? I don't see him sipping tea with the others in the club.
Fergal Banshire was my squire of sorts. Even before becoming that magnificent beast, he was a brute. He served me well for decades.
No, I mean, what was he? He was clearly no ordinary vampire.
No. He was a Volcod. All muscles and instinct. Quite the rare breed. Ferociously territorial. Mortals often mistake them for werewolves.
Interesting.
You do know I killed him.
Yes.
Will you bear ill will towards me for his death?
Of course not. Your victory was quite impressive and courageous. You earned my respect.
Do you know Edgar Swansea?
Not personally. But I've been told he has some sort of immortal fetish, and is a good friend of yours.
Does it bother you that I consider him my good friend?
As long as you reveal nothing of the club's inner workings, why should I forbid you engaging in conversation with the good Dr. Swansea?
Yes, I'm convinced the recent invasion of frenzied skulls in London is directly linked to the epidemic. This is not the Spanish flu, but something else.
I would be glad to hear more of your discoveries, Dr. Reed, but for now, my main concern is the security of London's inhabitants, both mortal and immortal.
What do you mean?
Alarmed by the epidemic, the Guard of Priwen has started a war against us British vampires. To appease the situation, we must eradicate the skulls.
I have met peaceful and wise skulls. To exterminate them means we are no better than vampire hunters.
Skulls are hideous, shameful creatures that give all Ekon a bad name.
So, what do you want me to do?
I want you to investigate the city thoroughly. I have reason to fear there are cases of contagion in this part of town. Our absolute priority is to find and cleanse them.
And how would you like me to proceed?
By all means necessary, Dr. Reed. You are now a member of the Ascalon Club and you have carte blanche. Interrogate the locals, follow all the leads you find, and get results.
That was weird.
Good evening, Dr. Reed. How does it feel to be this evening's centerpiece? Figuratively.
I feel perfectly fine. Do I have cause for concern?
Do not be alarmed. The Ascalon Club has a tried and tested policy for choosing its initiates.
May I ask who you are, sir?
Why would you be interested?
Well, as you seem to be the only man in the room with a beating heart, you draw quite a bit of attention yourself.
Ah, vampire senses never cease to fascinate me. They dwarf those of mere mortals. I am Aloysius Dawson, by the way.
Are you a member of the club?
Yes, I am. And I have been for many years. And will be until the day I die.
What can you tell me about it?
It's not really my place to give you such information. I am merely a mortal member. And a dying one at that.
Are you sick?
Personally, I consider my advancing years are a sickness in itself. My body is slowly abandoning me, Dr. Reed.
That's rough.
Are you not afraid? You are surrounded by vampires.
Sir, it's for that very reason that I joined the club in the first place.
Is not the nature of this club a secret, shared by only a privileged few?
My dear Dr. Reed, I have spent years and a fortune precisely to gather that kind of information.
So you asked for membership?
I have been a member of many clubs in many countries. But I must admit, this one is my favorite.
What can you tell me about Lord Redgrave?
I would not dare speak of our chairman without his consent.
Mr. Dawson, of Dawson and Dawson, the wealthiest man in England. It is a pleasure to meet such a prominent figure of London.
A withering London figurehead, to be precise.
Are you sick, Mr. Dawson? I am a doctor, you know.
My case is beyond the scope of traditional medicine. I have spent fortunes on the world's most competent doctors to arrive at that diagnostic conclusion.
I'm sorry to hear that, sir. Should I suppose that you're here in search of some form of immortality?
Absolutely not. I'm here to implement my plan to save the city I was born in. To cast out the ghastly evil that has us all on our knees.
What do you know about the Guard of Prewin?
I should not say this, but I admire their commitment. This is what the nation needs right now.
But they are our enemies.
They are not mine, Dr. Reed.
Would you help them?
No. There is a time for such methods. But brute force will not be enough to fight this plague. We have to think differently.
What is the situation like in this part of town?
I am sure Lord Redgrave will enlighten you more effectively than I.
Money cannot solve every problem. This mysterious epidemic is going to require more than money can buy.
You're right. Money is nothing unless one has the will to wield it. I have a plan, sir. A radical one that will save all that is essential in London.
What is your plan, then?
Quarantine and barricades are futile. What we need is a wall. A formidable, unscalable wall to isolate the deserving from the infected masses.
By doing so, you would create two separate ghettos. What if the disease gets past the wall? The results would be disastrous.
Not if we eliminate all suspected cases of infection as soon as they appear.
Fucking Australia?
A necessary sacrifice.
Are you not mistaking sacrifice for summary execution?
Why do you care? Are you not a vampire? Removed from all mortal concerns? Decisiveness is what the city needs, and it needs it now.
Welcome to the Ascalon Club, then, Dr. Reed.
I think Lord Redgrave just suggested I was sired by an ancient vampire.
Women die too in this war.
Good evening.
And good...
I'm investigating the source of the epidemic in this district. Have you noticed anything unusual recently?
A few days ago, I spotted a strange house while campaigning for women's suffrage. Awful smell. No answer when I knocked.
Where is it?
It's the Mullaneys, a nice family who live in a big house near the park in the eastern part of this neighborhood.
Goodbye, Charlotte.
She's been...
Oh, is that my mom?
Have you noticed anything suspicious recently?
Good evening, old.
I won't.
I'm investigating the source of the epidemic in this district. Can you help me?
Infection is everywhere these days. If you ever go to the park near that swanky house belonging to the Mullaneys,
Yes? What about the Mullaneys? What about their house?
not enough noise for a big family with children. Not enough closed doors. What is going on in there? I wonder.
You need some... It's locked.
Good.
I'm investigating the source.
Not really. Wait, now that you mention it, I don't see the McPhersons in my favorite restaurants. They love delicate meals too, you understand.
Thank you. It may be nothing, but I'll investigate anyway. Where do they live?
They have a house in the southern part of the district, somewhere north of the railway bridge. There is a courtyard, if I remember rightly.
I may...
The night is so peaceful.
Women of all countries
I understand
unite!
exactly what that vote meant the other
Damn,
night.
she
Women's right to vote is only the
putting in that
first
work.
step. Women die too in this war.
Remember, don't let any strangers come into your house.
Yeah, it's like people are teleporting. Fancy light posts. Are they mermaids? They're mermaids wrapped around it.
Hello? Is anyone there?
Jonathan, is that you? I did not know you were back in London.
Who's this?
Oh, my dear Johnny. I'm so sorry for your loss. Mary was such a sweetheart.
Thank you, Venus. May I come in?
I was going to bed, actually.
I'm sure you can spare me a few minutes. For old time's sake.
Of course you may enter, Jonathan. I remember when Mary came here with her husband and her son. They were such a beautiful family.
For old time's sake, let me just go through your stuff.
At least you survived.
Get all your opium.
I feared the worst.
This is my best friend's wife. Okay. Damn.
It's locked.
I'm so sorry for your loss, Jonathan.
It's a pleasure to see you again, Venus.
So you returned from the war in one piece too. Thank God. My Clarence is back home too.
How is the old rascal?
Probably outside, chasing ghosts and chimeras. Clarence has changed a lot since he returned from the war, you know.
How have you been since the last time we met? How long has it been? 3 years now?
I've done my duty, like all British women. You have no idea what it was like to wait for months without knowing if I'd still be a wife or a widow.
I understand. Luckily, this part of town has been saved from the worst of the bombings, from what I've seen.
Yes, and it's also true about the epidemic. The flu has killed here too, of course, but not on such a large scale as in other parts of town.
Venus, why do you worry so much about your family's reputation?
Everyone laughs at Clarence now. And they avoid me because they believe I share his insane opinions. I'm a leper in my own community.
Have you noticed anything peculiar about the neighborhood recently?
You mean except for your return to town? No. Oh, and again, Jonathan. Please accept my condolences for your sister.
Thank you, Venus. It was so sudden. And I've been so busy, I haven't spoken to anyone about it.
I wish I could have assisted at the funeral, but you know, it's been so quick. And what with the epidemic in the streets?
There's no need to apologize, my dear. It's normal, considering the circumstances.
No, it's not. I am sure that Clarence has not even thought to present you his condolences. He is too busy with his penny dreadful stories.
She's not wrong.
Why is my return so surprising?
It's more an unexpected happy end than a surprise. You and Clarence, back from the war. You have no idea how hard it's been for me.
Damn. I want all of this. I want all of it. I want all your drama.
I'm investigating the source of the epidemic in this district. Have you noticed anything unusual?
The McPhersons. I heard they locked themselves in their own house.
They could just be afraid of getting sick.
Perhaps you're right. But if I were you, I'd pay them a visit. A big house, reachable through a courtyard, to the north of the railway bridge.
That's the second time somebody else has pointed out that family.
Goodbye.
What? I remember when Mary came here with her husband and her son. They were such a beautiful family.
Good evening, miss. Can I help you?
Dude, she's about
I'm
to
a doctor.
fucking rip your eyes out, bro.
Dr. Jonathan Reed.
I am Karina Billow. I don't need any doctor. The rats. Where are the rats?
Miss, you don't seem well at all. Are you afraid of rats? Has one bitten you?
No, it's me who bites them. Tasty, juicy, disgusting rats. I can't stop eating them. Help me, please. Help me to disobey the voice.
I just wanted to do a medical checkup on you. I didn't know you were fucking...
What happened to you?
The rats. The answer hides in their little crunchy bones. Their juicy, tiny brains.
Miss Billow, please, try to concentrate. Why do you worry about rats so much?
The voice in my head. He forces me to do so. Drink their blood, he said. Eat their flesh.
Do you feel compelled to obey that voice, Miss Billow? Even if you're loath to submit to it?
Yes. Please. Help.
Tell me about the voice in your head. Who is it? Can you describe it? Is it someone you know? Someone you met?
Keep your mouth shut, he said. Don't ever speak about me, or I'll abandon you. Help me, please, Doctor.
What is the local news hereabouts, Miss Billow?
Shadows. Shadows hunting shadows. Whispers in the dark. Pestilence. Suffering. Death.
Tell me about yourself, Miss Billow. What do you do for a living?
Oh, I'm hungry. Need to eat. Have you got something for me? Blood, perhaps? Can you give me blood, Dr. Reed?
Don't you remember who you are, miss? What you did for work?
I was strong, proud. I campaigned for good causes. But that was before. Before. It does not matter anymore. I'm so hungry.
Before what?
I'm investigating the source of the epidemic in this district. Have you noticed anything unusual recently?
Infection. Infection. The rats carry it, I heard. Rats. 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 Many rats around that big house. Funny smell, too. Dead flesh.
And where is this house?
West of the park. Not very far. A big house with no sound, no light, no life left.
I must go now.
The Ascalon Club, what? The fuck? Myth of the Horned Vampire. What? Oh my god, that's a lot. Oh, the Horned Vampire. That's my master.
We're at your mercy. Will you end us? Oh, Bridget, allow me to wander above some years back. It was
Have you found the answers you were looking for, young Ekon?
There is too much left unanswered. So many questions.
Get to know us. Spend...
What manner of creature is Harriet? She is
I
different.
really don't...
What is
a project?
You meant... I thank you.
You're kind...
Thank you.
Your place is not here. Your place is not here. We're at your mercy. Will you end us?
Old Bridget says you are one to trust.
Have you found the answer?
There is...
Get to know...
Thank you.
She wants me to get to know her people, but her people won't even talk to me.
No more words. Please.
Are you all right, sir? What are you doing here?
I could ask you the same question. Don't you know this is a quarantine zone?
I'm Dr. Jonathan Reed. I'm investigating the epidemic. You had better get to a safe place while you still can.
Oh, really? Well, go investigate somewhere else and leave me be.
I beg your pardon?
I said go. Leave me alone, sir. Do you think I'm...
It's locked, all right. Why are vampire hunters sniffing around here? I need to find out what they're after.
Kill it!
Whoa.
This woman's body has multiple lacerations. They're deep, too. Whoever did this was driven by rage.
I thought that was somebody's head. Do you guys see the, like, there's, it's a little glitch, but it's not even a glitch. But I have a reflection in the mirror. Like, I'm a vampire, I'm not supposed to have a reflection. In the big mirror, I don't have a reflection, but in the small mirror, I have a reflection. Now, isn't that interesting? another dead man. But they're both like propped up in their chairs like they were comfortable before they died. Sus. Dude, his eyeballs are gone. His mouth is bleeding, like they ripped out his tongue. This is a violent...
He had his tongue removed
Yeah.
and his eyes gouged out. He was a victim of brutal torture.
Fuck. But it's like, you're not gonna get any information out of somebody if you rip out their tongue. So it's like, whoever was doing it wasn't, you know, it wasn't for the information. It was more like a message. They're sending a message. And what a better metaphorical way to send a message.
This one's neck is broken. He was young. Probably the son.
Than taking away your ability to speak or send a message. You know? Wait, no. Oh no. They put a fucking mirror in front of this guy and made him watch. Oh fuck, this is about to get dark. It's a skull.
You thought I was dead too, didn't you? No, I was just pretending. Doris told me I could have been a great actress.
Who's Doris?
You killed your family.
They mocked my talent.
Why is she wearing a mask? Like, is she she's concerned about spreading the infection? That shit burns, bro. Oh my god, I'm dead. Are you fucking kidding? Yeah, I even healed. And at the moment I have no fucking instant heals. That's fucking bullshit. that shit burns so bad. Oh my god, and it stays on the ground. Oh my god.
I've never seen such a radical mutation.
That shit
Could
was
it be
gnarly.
a new stage in the disease's evolution?
I just wanted this letter.
So, this girl took lessons at the famous Doris Fletcher acting school.
Oh, what the hell?
We cannot be defeated. Have no fear, brother. Lord, give us strength. He's been bitten.
Ow, fucker.
Stay back, beast.
Support the equality between men and women.
What the heck? Are you serious? Bro, you just sit there and got 4 piece. Are you fucking kidding? Oh my god, you just get stuck on stupid all of a sudden?
Let's pin it down.
I can't go to safety. So they put all these fucking things in front of my hideout, so I can't even get to my hideout. Resisted. Wow, dude. This is fucking. dude. Wait, is this not my hideout? No, this is my hideout. The fuck? I just came to somebody's random house. Jeez, I don't even know what to get. It's been so long. Everyone's gonna be sick. No? Healthy. Dude, my hospital got fucked up. Small key. To Aubrey Reed's office. Wait, who the fuck's house am I in? Oh, it's my mom. I'm in my house. Oh, this isn't good. Mother. I'm sorry for the last time we saw each other was... You don't even remember me, do you? Oh.
Mother. Good evening.
Jonathan! Is it you? Where have you been, my prodigal son?
I'm right here, Mother. I'm finally home.
Yes, but this son of mine was dead and is alive again. He was lost and now found. But where is your sister? Where is Mary?
Mary? She is gone, Mother.
I know she's gone. The question is, when will she return as you have? I miss my grandson so much. It's been days since their last visit.
Dude, I literally killed her in front of you.
Mother, do you know what's been going on in this area?
Not really. I don't go out much due to the epidemic, and when I do, I tend to get lost.
What do you mean you get lost? I hope you don't go outside alone.
Of course not. When I go out, your father always comes with me, but he leaves me there sometimes, and I have trouble finding the way back.
What the fuck?
Have you returned to Whitechapel Cemetery since Mary's funeral?
I never want to go back to that awful place. Wait. I think I went back once. And you were there too. And Mary? No, that can't be true.
It was just a bad dream, Mother.
A nightmare, yes. Mary was so angry. I walked back home alone. If that kind policeman had not called Avery from the station, I don't know what would have happened.
Are you working on a new painting?
Not recently. I have trouble focusing on my subject, and my mind quickly drifts. It's the same thing when I try to write poetry.
I recently met a talented painter with an excellent technique. I wish you two could meet. I'm sure you'd like her.
I'd be glad to meet her. What is her name? Is she famous? Is she dead too?
She's not famous, and
This
her
mom
name
gives
is of
no
no
fucks.
importance. And yes, she is also dead.
The important thing is, I hope you two get along. If she ever fancies meeting your mother, I'd be glad to welcome her into my home.
That's a good mom right there. She's like, oh, you're dead? And you like a dead girl? Huh, if it works. I hope you're happy.
Do you need anything, Mother? Can I help you?
I just want you to stay with me, Jonathan. Your room is ready. I asked Avery to make your bed.
I'll stay as long as I can, I promise. Do you need anything else?
Just one thing. Stop staring at me like that. As much as I love you, it breaks my heart to look at those empty and dead eyes.
Damn.
Why do you say Mary is visiting you, Mother? You know that's impossible.
Why should it be? Are you not standing in front of me right now? Why should it be any different with your sister?
But Mary really is dead, Mother.
Yes. And are you not dead too? Isn't your father dead? And my grandson? And my son-in-law? You're all gone. But you all still visit me from time to time.
That's very, like, cryptic.
But I'm not dead, Mother. I'm really here, talking to you, trying not to cry.
Oh, it breaks my heart to have to tell you this. But of course you're dead, my darling boy. Just look at you, as pale as my Mary.
This conversation's going nowhere, Mother. I will leave you be for the time being.
Goodbye, Mother. Try to rest now.
Goodbye, son. Please come back soon.
I mean, it wasn't as heavy as I thought it was going to be. Lord.
I remember Sunday walks in the park.
New investigation. I have to investigate myself. On the second part of this letter. This is my house? Jesus Christ, how much money do we have? There he is. It's my father. I didn't even know you were alive or you existed in this game. Don't mind me, I'm just your child rummaging through your stuff. Alright, now we could have a chat.
Good evening, Avery.
Mr. Jonathan?
Oh, it's the butler.
I
Never mind.
can't believe my own eyes. Oh, it's a miracle. We all thought you were... Oh, sir, your poor sister. What a tragedy.
I know, Avery. I know about my sister's murder.
Miss Reed expected you to return to assist with the funeral, right up until the last minute. Where have you been, Mr. Jonathan? We needed you here.
I found an old letter written by my father and addressed to me. Do you know anything about it, Avery?
Your father wanted me to give you this letter for your 35th birthday, but you left for the war, and the letter remained in his office. Until tonight.
I realize now you knew my father better than I did. Do you know why he left, Avery? Did he ever speak to you about his departure?
No, sir. Mr. Reed was not exactly forthcoming. Perhaps this letter will give you the information you require.
I'm currently investigating sources of the epidemic in this part of town. Do you know anything useful?
Not really, except all the Macpherson's servants resigned a few days ago. They feared becoming infected, they said.
The Macphersons? Where do they live?
I think it's a rich house near the railway bridge in the southern part of the district.
I'm sorry I could not be here for Mary's funeral.
Your mother was strong, sir, but your support would have been appreciated. Apart from the priest and I, no one else attended your sister's funeral.
To be present at the funeral with you both was my dearest wish, Avery. But I'm sorry, I simply could not attend.
I would not dare to question your absence, Mr. Jonathan. All I can say is that we missed you a great deal during these difficult days.
What is the situation in this part of town?
For a time, the West End seemed spared by the epidemic. But the situation is getting much worse.
Have you no relatives anywhere? I'll understand if you want to take a few days to see family.
Your father managed to guarantee my earnings as long as I take care of this house, sir. My sisters are dead, and I've never met my nephews. I'll stay, sir.
That's rough.
How is my mother?
Not well, I'm afraid, sir. Miss Reed is very fragile since the police brought her back home.
The police? What happened?
Miss Reed was found walking in the streets. She kept saying she had spoken with her son and daughter. She's resting now.
Has she received appropriate medical care?
I'm taking care of Miss Reed myself. Hospitals are so overwhelmed by the epidemic that they can only accept patients infected by influenza.
Perhaps we could arrange a short trip. Somewhere sunny, like France. She has always been very fond of France. I think leaving London could do her good.
I'm afraid Miss Reed is too frail for the moment. Recently she started going out at night without remembering it. I have to watch her carefully.
Jeez. Is she going senile, or...?
Tell me the truth, Avery. Do you feel forced to stay here? Would you leave this house without the arrangement made by my father?
No, sir. I have nowhere else to go. And I promised your father I'd take care of his family as long as I live.
This house is dead, Avery. There is a curse on this family. You really should consider leaving.
If only you could have been here sooner or more often. Maybe this house would not be that empty. But you're here now, sir. So my task is not over.
You have served this family extremely well, Avery. Your support during these terrible times is much appreciated.
Then I will stay. All I ask is that you take care of my own funeral if I die before the end of the epidemic. No mass grave, please, sir.
I could do that. That's super solid. I got you, bro.
Do you really think I don't take enough care of my mother, Avery?
Yes, I do, Mr. Jonathan.
You clearly have something more to say. Speak your mind, Avery.
I know you work hard to help the sick, but what will you do once the epidemic is over?
I really don't know. I have always enjoyed seeing new horizons. Once the epidemic is over, it would be nice to leave London for a while.
I understand, Mr. Jonathan. But you have to realize that your mother needs you. Your next departure could break her heart.
Goodbye, Avery. Please watch over my mother until I return.
Of course, Mr. Jonathan. But please return as soon as possible.
I wonder if, like, I could have banished him. Be like, alright, leave here, Avery. And then what would happen? Would I find him wandering the streets? Or, like, old letter. Dude, it looks like daylight outside, all nice. Like, yeah, let's go outside, have a good time. Oh, dude, my house is right there.
Where shall I eat tonight?
Goody.
I won't.
You need... We meet again, Mr.
Dr. Reed.
We must both be nocturnal.
Breathing the...
What can you tell me about your abduction?
If you really want to know, I was locked in that building for 3 or 4 days. My jailer was insane, mumbling about sacrifice and voices.
What did he say about voices?
He constantly whined about the voice of his master, ordering him to do terrible things. He wanted to silence the voice by offering blood. My blood.
That's like the girl with the rats. How she's saying someone's telling her to eat the rats.
And why didn't he sacrifice you?
That was the weirdest part. He claimed to spill blood was not enough. It had to be done when some stars were aligned.
Which stars?
That's the whole point. He wanted me to talk to him about some Red Queen configuration or constellation. I've never heard of such an astronomical term.
Ooh, that was a juicy hint. So that ties into the vampire that created me. But how?
Tell me, Tadao. Why was your abductor so interested in your passion for astronomy?
I dunno. We met a few times at the Royal Greenwich Observatory. He seemed to share my hobby. Then he invited me to his house and locked me in.
Yes. Astronomy is a fascinating subject. When I was a child, my mother bought a small telescope for my sister and I. We spent many a pleasant evening stargazing.
Stars are not just dots in the sky, Doctor. They are the key to our understanding of the cosmos. They remind us how insignificant we are.
You're right. But children love magic and stories. I remember our mother told us constellations have the power to protect us.
Protection by the light of the stars. That's sweet. You remember the name of these constellations?
Draco. My favorite constellation.
Memory's a strange thing. I can recite without hesitation the names of the 88 constellations. Yet I barely remember my own childhood.
Did he fake his interest in astronomy to get close to you?
No. In his madness, he spoke about a blood sacrifice to be made to his master when the stars aligned to a specific configuration.
Goodbye, mister.
That's all I need from you right now, mister.
London has brought so much pain to me.
That was a big hit. Now we gotta figure out how we tie that in with my creator.
Women of all countries unite! Women die
That building is under quarantine. Could this be what I'm looking for?
I mean, it looks like it. Sounds like it. Just a werewolf sitting over behind the corner. Like, hey buddy, I'm here too. Wow, this place is fucking dilapidated as fuck. And yet the fucking got a fireplace going. I'm so sure there was somebody in here within the last 8 hours or less to have this beautiful fire going, and they left the rest of this house looking like this. What the fuck? Just beat down in the corner going on. I'm gonna eat one of you guys for that lady who can't find the rats.
I have this thirst for blood.
This would be like, yeah, I found a few rats around the corner, and I ate them all. Oh god, this building's even worse. You infected the whole family? Whoa, someone's getting ripped into. Oh my god, a purple fucking shotgun? Dude, hell yeah. Oh, I could just one-hand shotguns and shit? That's crazy. So this is just like a damage dealer then. Just like put this all 10% more damage. Thing is, I do have more shotgun bullets right now than I do normal bullets, so that's kind of what influences that decision.
Admit it, you cheating bastard! Still your tongue, what? this on us.
You infected the whole family! I said I wanted to leave the house!
What, leave me alone with them while you go back to your whore? Fucking convenient.
She tricked me! I love you!
Fucking pathetic pig!
Aren't they brother and sister? Bro, no. Stop with that scarecrow shit. Yeah, no, I'm not fucking dealing with that first fucking thing. You kidding me? What the bullshit, bro? You fucking... Dude, you like perfectly went to go high. Nice. What? She canceled that? Intense. That was not fun. But I mean, it was fun, but it wasn't fun. It was stressful having to deal with 2 fucking zombies. And they were intelligent too. Like they were having a whole fucking conversation, so I don't know why we couldn't talk that shit out. You know what I mean? I could have been like, "Hey guys, wait, stop. Why are you doing this?" Ooh, on my shivering skin for only you. Damn. Now that's a feisty letter.
So the husband had an affair with Doris Fletcher.
Dude, look, I'm in the mirror again. I have a reflection again. Does this mean I'm not a vampire? And I'm just going around and biting people's necks thinking I'm a vampire? Pretending to be a doctor?
Doris Fletcher seems to be the missing link here. It can't just be a coincidence. I should go to her acting school.
Oh, she's the one who turned that that girl too. Okay.
Women's right to vote is only the first step.
It could be someone you know. Even someone you're close to.
Hey, I ate some really good rats.
I must...
Damn it, ran the wrong way. Is this all coal? Like a mountain of coal? I need to get more healing when I fight people. That's what I need there. Whoa, what? Oh, dude, they're getting fucked up in there, aren't they?
Mine, vermin!
This whole fight, the only thing I can concentrate on is the torch that's going in and out of the wall in the background. There's some super fight going on over there. What? My God. How do I cross? What? My spear doesn't go past the bridge? Alright, you think I can sneak up on a werewolf? Let's find out. Dude, look at that butt though. Werewolf never be skipping that. Shot, one kill. Oh, nice. What did that do? Alright, now we got fucking health potions. I still need to go to the hospital. And heal everyone at the hospital. Where is everyone?
I promised you I'd make everything right, Mum. But it's not been that simple. Glad to see you again, Mr. Reed.
Do you have recent news of Sean Hampton's shelter?
She just didn't answer it?
Goodbye.
Mr. Hampton, where are you? Bro, last time we were down here, these had flesh on them. Oh man, he got to work. Bro. Oh look, he's got a new person.
It's locked, all right.
That's an evolving story. And where the fuck is that guy? Just up and disappeared. Left all his his flock behind, apparently. Ah, there's the sister.
You again?
Do you have recent news of Sean Hampton's shelter?
The place is all right, I suppose.
Well, I'll leave. Good evening.
There's no need to...
Have you...
It keeps him...
Goodbye. Good evening, Miss Gillingham. May I come in?
Of course.
Her house is like all bare necessities.
Enid, listen to me. You must not trust Martin Nightingale. Do you understand?
Martin reminds me so much of my Jack. I've not seen him here in quite some time.
Martin is not your son, Miss Gillingham. He's taking advantage of you.
No, Martin is not my son. My son's name is Jack. He always takes such good care of me. Who is this Martin you speak of?
Please listen. Martin is a young man who extorts money from you. Because of your vulnerability, miss.
What are you attempting, Dr. Tippets? If this is some kind of new experimental procedure, well, I do not like it one bit.
Goodbye, Miss Gillingham.
Are you certain you're not lost, sir?
So I suspect that it's got to be somewhere. It doesn't look like somebody's gonna tell me about the boy.
It's locked, all right.
I can't protect the whole city. It's hard enough to cover the dock spiders.
Man, all I've done is gone into a fucking huge ass circle. Alright, well, that's where I'm gonna leave off. This stream was a little bit longer than I intended, but it is what it is. Might be back tomorrow for a stream. Don't really stream on Sundays. I did do a stream last Sunday as a bonus day. Might end up taking a break tomorrow. I usually don't stream on Saturdays either. So most likely we'll be taking a Sunday break, just so I can like do a bunch of video cropping and chores and shopping, you know, basic human needs shit. So I'll most likely see you guys again on Monday, and I hope everyone has a great night. And that's gonna be the end of the stream for today. So yeah, have a good night.